Infantry combat determined the outcome of countless battles during the Second World War. The rifle remained the fundamental weapon of every soldier, with Allied forces fielding diverse designs from proven bolt-action rifles to revolutionary semi-automatic weapons that changed infantry warfare forever. American rifles. The M1 Garand revolutionized infantry combat as the world's first standard-issue semi-automatic rifle. Adopted in 1936, it fired the powerful .30-06 cartridge from an 8-round internal clip. The Garand's gas-operated action allowed rapid, sustained fire without manual bolt cycling. American infantrymen appreciated its reliability, accuracy, and firepower advantage over enemy bolt-action rifles. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. The distinctive ping of the ejecting empty clip became iconic. Over 4 million were produced, equipping American forces throughout the war. The M1903 Springfield remained in service despite the Garand's adoption. This bolt-action rifle chambered the same .30-06 cartridge and featured exceptional accuracy. Marine Corps units employed Springfields extensively in the Pacific, particularly as sniper rifles with telescopic sights. The weapon's 5-round internal magazine and manual bolt action made it slower than the Garand, but perfectly adequate for infantry combat. Its robust construction and reliable performance under harsh conditions earned respect from troops who carried it. Hundreds of thousands remained in American arsenals throughout the war. The M1 Carbine provided a lightweight alternative for soldiers whose primary duties didn't require full-power rifles. This semi-automatic weapon fired a less powerful .30-caliber cartridge from a 15-round detachable magazine. Officers, vehicle crews, paratroopers, and support personnel carried carbines, appreciating their compact size and light weight. The weapon proved effective at close range, but lacked stopping power and accuracy beyond 200 yards. Over 6 million were produced, making it one of the most common American weapons. Its selective-fire M2 variant appeared late in the war. British and Commonwealth rifles, the Lee-Enfield No. 4 served as Britain's standard infantry rifle throughout the conflict. This bolt-action design fired the .303 British cartridge from a 10-round detachable magazine. The Lee-Enfield's smooth bolt action allowed trained soldiers to achieve remarkable rates of fire, approaching semi-automatic weapons in practiced hands. Its rear-locking bolt design and robust construction made it reliable under harsh conditions, from the Western Desert to Burmese jungles. British and Commonwealth forces valued its magazine capacity, superior to most contemporary bolt-action rifles. Over 2 million were produced during the war years. The Lee-Enfield No. 1 Mark III remained in widespread service despite the No. 4's adoption. This earlier pattern featured similar operating principles but different furniture and sights. Commonwealth nations including Canada, Australia, India, and South Africa manufactured millions for their forces. The Mark III equipped British troops during the early war years and continued serving in secondary theaters. Its proven reliability and familiarity made it adequate despite being superseded by the No. 4. Colonial and Dominion forces employed Mark IIIs throughout the conflict with complete satisfaction. The pattern 1914 Enfield served British forces in specialized roles despite American manufacture during the First World War. This bolt-action rifle chambered the .303 British cartridge and featured exceptional accuracy. British snipers employed pattern 1914s fitted with telescopic sights throughout the war. The weapon's strength and precision made it ideal for long-range shooting. Limited numbers remained in service, primarily with Home Guard units and as sniper rifles. Its American-designed action differed from standard Lee-Enfield mechanisms but proved equally reliable. Soviet rifles. The Mosin-Nagant Model 1891-30 equipped millions of Soviet infantry throughout the Great Patriotic War. This bolt-action rifle fired the 7.62 mm rimmed cartridge from a 5-round internal magazine. Soviet industry produced millions using simplified manufacturing techniques, allowing rapid wartime production. The Mosin-Nagant proved rugged, reliable, and adequate for infantry combat despite unremarkable characteristics. Its long barrel and powerful cartridge provided good accuracy and range.
Soviet soldiers learned to maintain and operate it under the harshest conditions imaginable, from Arctic tundra to urban rubble. The Mosin-Nagant carbine M1938 and M1944 provided shorter, lighter variants for cavalry, reconnaissance, and specialized troops. These carbines featured the same action and cartridge but reduced barrel length for easier handling in confined spaces. The M1944 added an integrated folding bayonet, reflecting Soviet tactical doctrine emphasizing close combat. Millions of carbines equipped Soviet forces throughout the war. Their compact dimensions made them popular with tank crews, artillerymen, and other soldiers requiring a defensive weapon without a full-length rifle's bulk.
The Tokarev SVT-38 and SVT-40 represented Soviet attempts to field semi-automatic rifles matching American and German developments. These gas-operated weapons fired the standard Mosin-Nagant cartridge from 10-round detachable magazines. The SVT-40 proved reasonably effective, but required careful maintenance and skilled handling. Soviet industry struggled to produce them in sufficient quantities while maintaining quality standards. Most went to elite units and snipers who could properly maintain them. Regular infantry continued carrying Mosin-Nagants throughout the war. Finland captured thousands during the Winter War, valuing them highly. French rifles. The MAS-36 served as France's standard bolt-action rifle at war's outbreak. This modern design fired the 7.5mm French cartridge from a 5-round internal magazine. The MAS-36 featured a short overall length and forward-bent bolt handle, allowing easier carrying. French forces employed it during the 1940 campaign, where it performed adequately despite France's defeat. Vichy forces continued using MAS-36s, while Free French units received British and American weapons. The rifle remained in French service for decades after the war, proving the soundness of its design. The Berthier rifles served France in various models during the early war period. These bolt-action designs fired the 8mm Lebel cartridge from 3-round clips or 5-round magazines. Older than the MAS-36, Berthiers equipped many French units during the 1940 campaign. Their obsolescent design and limited magazine capacity made them inferior to contemporary rifles. Many were captured by Germany and issued to German occupation forces or Allied puppet armies. The Berthier represented France's outdated pre-war arsenal, requiring modernization that never fully materialized. The Chiang Kai-shek rifle served nationalist Chinese forces throughout their resistance against Japan. This German-designed bolt-action weapon fired the standard 7.92mm Mauser cartridge from a 5-round internal magazine. Chinese arsenals produced hundreds of thousands using simplified manufacturing techniques. The rifle proved adequate for Chinese forces, though quality varied between production facilities. Its Mauser action provided reliable service under harsh conditions. Chinese troops employed it throughout the Long War against Japanese occupation and later during the Civil War. The Hanyang 88 equipped Chinese forces with an older Mauser pattern rifle manufactured at Hanyang Arsenal since the 1890s. This bolt-action design fired the same cartridge as the Chiang Kai-shek rifle, but featured outdated characteristics. Hundreds of thousands remained in service during the war due to China's limited industrial capacity. Chinese soldiers used whatever weapons they could obtain, and the Hanyang 88 remained ubiquitous despite its age. Its reliable Mauser action kept it functional even with minimal maintenance under primitive conditions. Polish rifles. The Carbine VZ-29 served Poland's army during the September 1939 campaign. This Mauser pattern bolt-action rifle fired the standard 7.92mm cartridge from a 5-round internal magazine. Polish soldiers fought courageously with their VZ-29s despite being overwhelmed by German forces. After Poland's defeat, many rifles were captured and issued to German occupation forces or Allied puppet armies. Polish forces reformed in exile received British weapons. The VZ-29 represented Poland's interwar modernization efforts that were cut short by invasion. Other Allied rifles.
The Dutch Mannlicher M1895 equipped Netherlands forces during the brief 1940 campaign. This bolt-action rifle fired the 6.5mm Dutch cartridge from a 5-round clip. Holland's rapid defeat meant limited combat employment before German occupation. Belgium's Mauser Model 1889 and FN Model 1924 served similarly brief combat periods. These rifles performed adequately, but their armies faced overwhelming German superiority in numbers and tactics. Many captured rifles saw service with occupation forces or were shipped to other theaters. The Norwegian Krag Jorgensen M1894 equipped Norway's forces during the 1940 invasion. This bolt-action rifle fired the 6.5mm Norwegian cartridge from a unique side-loading magazine. Norwegian soldiers resisted German invasion for 2 months, the longest of any nation conquered in 1940. Their Krag Jorgensens proved adequate, though the campaign's outcome reflected German advantages rather than weapon inadequacies. Many captured rifles entered German occupation arsenals or were shipped to Finland. Greece employed the Mannlicher Schonauer M1903-14 during Italian and German invasions. This bolt-action rifle fired the 6.5mm Greek cartridge and featured a rotary magazine. Greek forces fought courageously, defeating the Italian invasion before German intervention. Their rifles performed reliably throughout mountain warfare in difficult terrain. After occupation, many weapons were hidden by resistance forces for partisan operations. Greek partisans employed whatever rifles they could obtain throughout the war. Yugoslavia fielded various Mauser pattern rifles during the 1941 invasion. The M1924 series fired the standard 7.92mm cartridge common to most European armies. Yugoslav resistance following invasion meant many rifles went to partisan forces who fought throughout the occupation. Tito's partisans employed captured weapons from all combatants, creating a diverse arsenal. Their original Yugoslav rifles formed the core of partisan armament, supplemented by captured German and Italian weapons. Sniper rifles and specialized variants. The Soviet Union employed Mosin-Nagant sniper rifles with PU and PE telescopic sights, training thousands of snipers, including many women. Soviet sniper doctrine emphasized individual marksmanship rather than team operations. Famous snipers like Vasily Zaitsev achieved hundreds of confirmed kills. American forces used M1903 Springfields and later M1 Garands fitted with scopes. British snipers preferred pattern 1914 Enfields and No. 4 Lee-Enfields with various optical sights. Specialized variants included shortened carbines, paratrooper models with folding stocks, and jungle carbines with reduced weight. The British No. 5 jungle carbine provided a lightweight Lee-Enfield variant for Far Eastern operations. American paratroopers employed specially configured M1 Garands and carbines. Soviet naval infantry and reconnaissance units received specialized variants. These modifications reflected tactical requirements of different combat environments and unit missions. Production prioritized standard infantry rifles, while specialized variants filled specific needs.
Combat performance and tactical employment. Rifle performance in combat reflected training, maintenance, and tactical doctrine as much as weapon characteristics. Well-trained soldiers achieved remarkable effectiveness with any adequate rifle. American semi-automatic weapons provided clear firepower advantages in sustained combat. British bolt-action rifles remained effective through superior training and magazine capacity. Soviet emphasis on mass production and simple operation proved appropriate for their circumstances. National industrial capabilities, tactical requirements, and historical circumstances influenced rifle effectiveness more than pure mechanical characteristics. Environmental conditions tested every rifle design. Arctic cold, tropical humidity, desert sand, and urban rubble challenged weapons and soldiers alike. The most successful rifles proved those combining adequate performance with reliability under harsh conditions. Simple, robust designs generally outperformed complex, sophisticated weapons, requiring careful maintenance. Soldiers learned to maintain their weapons under primitive conditions, performing field repairs and improvised modifications. The rifle that functioned after weeks without proper cleaning proved more valuable than technically superior weapons requiring constant care. Infantry rifles shaped ground combat throughout the war. The semi-automatic revolution pioneered by the M1 Garand influenced all post-war military rifle development. Bolt-action designs proved their continued effectiveness despite newer technology. National arsenals reflected industrial capabilities, tactical requirements, and historical circumstances. These weapons armed the millions who fought and died across every continent and theater. Their descendants continue serving armies worldwide, testament to fundamental designs proven in history's largest conflict.